Hello everyone, Jeff with the Green Review. There are a few simple rules to create pretty container gardens. First, imagine the plant shapes. There will be an accent plant that is brighter colored or taller than the rest that we call the thriller. Then there will be something filling the space around the top of the pot, the fillers. Third, plants cascading over the sides are called the spillers. Thrillers, fillers, and spillers will usually be created from different plants, but sometimes they can be from the same one plant. Next, we look at the visual textures. In other words, some of the leaves will be big and blocky, and other leaves will be tiny and close together. Coarse and fine visual textures create interest for the eye, even if the mind doesn't seem to notice those things. Finally, look at the plant's color. A beginning gardener should first try to use colors that are similar. There'll be some continuity then in the pot. A red flowered plant can be next to a plant with red on its leaves. The colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Try picking several pots in one color scheme. Pick a color as the main color and only use it and the two colors next to it in the rainbow. If you pick yellow, you would use orange and green. Red, you can use orange and purple, and so on. For instance, I've got granddaughters who like pink and purple plants, so I'm making a pink flower pot for them. I'm going to use pink polka dot plants for the thriller because these plants grow larger than my pink begonias that are going to be smaller. I'm going to use them as the filler. And then I've got pink and white variegated sweet potato plants, so they're going to be the spiller that grows around the edge of the pot. You could pick the main flower color based on the flower pot's color, the color used in the fabric and the patio furniture, or on the trim of the house to tie them all in. Once the gardener is happy with making color choices based on similar colors, they can pick a main color and use the color opposite on the rainbow or color wheel. These combinations of red and green, yellow and purple, and orange and blue are complementary colors that can be very visually stimulating. Using white variegated and silver leaf plants in each container can also help tie all of the containers together visually. Choose plants that have the best shapes, textures, and colors to mix and match in your containers. Before you buy them, look to be sure that they all require the same growing conditions. You can't expect a plant that likes to grow in dry, sunny conditions to do well in the same pot with a plant that needs moisture and shade. You can use vegetables and herbs in the pots as well. Cascades of small tomatoes, large colorful peppers, colored basil leaves, and ferny leaves of fennel can all add new colors and textures to the standard flower pots. Fill the pots with a soil mix sold for container plants, not a garden soil. After everything is planted, there should be at least a ½ inch of room around the top of the pot above the soil so that it can hold water when you water. When you water a pot that is too full of soil, water washes soil over the sides and not enough water soaks into the soil and roots. Flower pots are often considered to be seasonal, but they don't have to be. Evergreens, perennials, and ornamental grasses can all be used in the spring and saved until the next year or planted in the garden in the fall. Of course, a plant that is treated as a tender annual up north may be a perennial or shrub down south. If you want to overwinter a perennial plant in a northern garden, you'll probably have to move it to a protected location so the soil doesn't dry out too much and keep the roots cold, but not excessively cold. Long, narrow window box pots don't have to be hung in windows. Their long, skinny shape can be used on top of deck railings if the railing is wide enough and sturdy enough. They can also be used on a patio or deck to divide large spaces into more intimate room-sized spaces. Use the boxes to make a horseshoe-shaped area around a couple of deck chairs and accent the corners with taller pots to make a small room on the patio. This has been Jeff for the Green Review. Thanks for watching.